Hi, I'm Kelly Forshaw-Smith, Head Medical Trainer for the Finishing Touches Group and Director and Technician of Medicos London. And today we have...
Vicky Martin.
Vicky started her career back in 2000. She decided to go into the industry because she wanted a complete career change. She's best known for her Areola work, the VMM, Vicky Martin method. She has pioneered to get our areola images allowed to be published on social media with her giant boob. Yes, you heard that correctly, her giant boob. We might explain that one later. But she started her studies of the power of the mind, and that's going to be our topic today. So welcome, Vicky.
Welcome. So nice to be here. You know I love you.
Oh, I love you too. So Vicky, obviously I've had my own experience, so with yourself, which you know about, which I'll let others know about. So I used to suffer from nightmares, and I used to have them almost nightly, well, every night, maybe sometimes 3 times a night, and it was horrific basically. So I wasn't getting any sleep, and we just happened to be chatting, and I mentioned this, and you said, oh, well, I could try something for you. And I thought, at that point, I'll give anything a go. So had a go, and you did hypnosis on me, didn't you? Was it hypnosis or?
Yeah, well, we did a little hypnosis, which helped, didn't we, when we was in Turkey, which helped. So, but the thing that made the real change, it's a form of hypnosis, but it's about creating subconscious dominance. It's about getting into your mind and just reprogramming it. And so it's a form of hypnosis, but we talk through your fingers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit skeptical. I'm one of those people like, it's a little bit hippy-wippy for me. But I can report back 6 months later, I haven't had a single nightmare.
I'm so pleased, because I knew how much you were just dreading going to sleep at night time. I mean, you're underplaying it, because it was just really horrible for you, wasn't it? And
it was very horrific. So it's been life-changing. So thank you very much. And so with the topic that we're going to do today is, why did you decide to do the study of the mind?
So years ago, before I was in this industry, I went through a tough time in life, and I believed that the world was full of bad people, and I believed that everybody treated me badly, and I was actually a victim. I was just, oh, why is this happening to me? And then it's funny how one day I just was at this garage. I was driving to this garage, and this is after being like a recluse for 4 years. I had to drive somewhere, so I went to this garage, and there was this tape cassette, and it was called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And I was drawn to it, and I just listened to it, and it was really incredible that I started to realize that your life is what you think your life is, and you see what you look for. And I just started thinking, oh, this is pretty genius. I started then thinking, oh, if I think differently, and from there, hold on, I'm trying to think, maybe it was about 25 years ago, I've just done nothing but study, learn new stuff, study. And it's incredible, not only the person that I am today, but it's incredible the change that is possible through your mind. So, then I just started to talk to people, help people. And I just think we kind of bypass our mind a little bit as a byproduct. Yet I was actually thinking this morning, a question: would you rather have a well-programmed mind, or would you rather be amazing at a technique in our world? And I think you'd be better off to have a well-programmed mind, because you could be the best artist in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself, it's just a waste of talent. I went off piece, I'm sorry.
No, honestly, that's perfect. This is exactly what we want. Do you combine your areola treatments and the studies of the mind together?
I do, and that is a massive part to my my course that I do. The two are combined together. You can so empower people in conversation without them even knowing it, by asking questions. The mind has to answer a question. So if you, for example, you have somebody who's very negative in your treatment room and starts bringing the energy down, nothing works out for them, life's rubbish. One of the simplest things to say to them would be, what would it look like if it did work out for you? You're straight away forcing their brain to be more positive, to be more empowering. So for my breast cancer people, I always ask the question, what has been the best thing that's come out of having breast cancer? Because I believe in somewhere deep down, and you know this, you know we're cut from the same cloth. There's women that they don't stay with their rubbish husbands anymore. They appreciate their children. I know it's hard going through breast cancer, but I do feel that if you look for the diamonds, you can find them. So questions is super cool, and I always have a list of questions that I hand out to my students. I give it to the girls that work at my work. But also I do something called anchoring. Have you heard of anchoring?
I think I have, yes, where you're kind of putting a seed in place. Is that? So
shall I give you an example?
Yes,
do we have
please.
time? Okay. So let me give you an example of anchoring. I had a client who had a husband who liked to drink, and she used to come home from work before him, and she'd be upstairs getting changed, and she'd hear him come in, she'd hear him go to the fridge, and she'd hear him open a can, and then she'd be full of dread, and she'd think, oh my God, he's drinking again. Now, years down the line, she left him, but whenever she goes to a barbecue, whenever she hears a can open, those feelings just come flooding back. So she's anchored a feeling to a sound. So COVID first happened, I ran out of face cream, rooting through my cupboards looking for something, found sun cream, and you know how sun cream smells like coconut? Well, because I only ever put sun cream on when I'm on holiday, when I put this on, I was just like, oh my goodness, I just reminded me of holiday. So I'd anchored holiday to that smell. So what I do with my women, when I finish working with them, when I've done their areolas, or even with eyebrows, I don't let them look in the mirror until I stand in front of them, and I get them to think of 3 occasions where they felt super proud. And I get them to go back to those moments with their eyes closed and relive that moment. So I get them to see everything as if they're there. And then you can see when someone's like back there, because their breathing changes a little bit. And I will get them to open their eyes. As they open their eyes, I move out of the way of the mirror. So I'm connecting that feeling to the vision of seeing themselves. And we do it 3 times. It doesn't take very long. But then what will happen is we've anchored strength, determination, pride, whatever they want, to them looking at themselves every day. So
that's lovely.
Day. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it.
I'm going to steal that. I like that a lot.
Kelly, I've got a little mini course. I just send it to you. It is gorgeous.
Tell me a bit more about this course then. What is this course? Because I want to know.
It's like I put together the most miniest little course on how to do it. I mean, literally the most important part, this is just how to anchor empowerment. The most important part is do not let them look at it until the very end, because you want that when someone's emotions are high, when someone's emotions are like overwhelmed, they absorb messages more. So you kind of want them to be like, oh my goodness. But right before that, oh my goodness, ask them to go back to an occasion where they just felt really proud of themselves. It could be passing their driving test, you know, and it's quite nice in a treatment room to have that empowering question that be like, oh, what's the proudest moment of your life? It gives them chance to be prepared for the end.
Is it also senses as well? So you mentioned obviously the sound of the can being open. So your senses are all to do with the mind, then they're all connected.
So you can anchor a feeling to anything you see, hear, touch, or smell. So you might have seen me at a conference where I've got people to clap. So I've been like, right, go to a moment where you felt really proud.
I just thought you wanted an applause.
Well, that too. Now, the anchor I do now, when I do it, I put an anchor over your heart, because we do this quite a lot. So my students, I give them, I attach determination to them putting their hand over their heart. So if ever they're nervous before doing a treatment, by doing that, all of those feelings come back, and they remember that they're able to do these things. You know, it's good to be scared. It means we care when we're scared.
I think people are probably doing it in their own clinics without realizing, like I always say to, what's your favorite music, what would you like to have? And then I always say to someone, without realizing, and maybe I'm doing it, is that, oh, you'll remember this song when it next come on, this moment, or, you know, and so they again, they hear a happy song and associate it hopefully to a happy moment.
Brilliant. No, it's very good. I believe in my treatment room, I also talk a lot, and you may have heard me talk about the big red bus conversations. I believe the conversations that you have in a treatment room gets embedded in the artwork that you do. So I understand that people need to take you on that conversation that might not be the best journey in the world.
Yeah.
But then you can empower them by asking them, what's the best that's come out of this? What does your dream day look like? You start to fill the room up with light. Yeah. And when you ask them what their proudest moment is, they start thinking back, because we so forget all of the incredible things that we've done all the time. All of us, we're so busy thinking about things that we haven't done that sometimes it's really nice to take that time with a client and just have a conversation about, you know, their proud moments. Then that sets you up for doing the anchoring. They then already know at the end what their proud moments are, because if you're thrown on the spot, sometimes you can't think straight away.
Yeah, no, 100%. Can anyone learn to do this, or can anyone use this?
I can teach anyone this. And do you know what? If you want me to do a little mini class in finishing touches, I'm all over it.
Okay, we shall talk. We shall discuss this. I know I want to learn it. I think it sounds fascinating.
I'll send it to you, Kelly, because I love you and I know how much you care so much about your women. And if we can get them, and men, if we can get them to love what they see in the mirror every day, it replaces any amount of money or anything, you know. You just think, do you know what, there's a reason I was put on this planet. That's how I feel. Yeah, no,
I feel exactly the same. Exactly.
Waving around.
I think also when a patient comes in as well, is then like when they first walk in, they're obviously a little bit scared, and you know, I would say, oh, you know, you must be looking forward to this, and like, this is going to be great, and like, and then they're like, oh, okay, and they instantly calm down. Also, like you're saying about touch as well. So if you touch someone, I do anyway, I touch someone on the shoulder, and it kind of calms them down a little bit. Or when I do the treatment, I will say to my students is don't do the treatment like this. Actually rest your hand, rest your arm on them, because it's almost like, not like having a hug, but it's, you know, it's kind of nice.
That's what I was going to say. Now, one thing I do, and I love the touch, because over the years, those people, when someone's like, are you all right? Everything's great. You've got this. That would have been put on their load. So by you putting your hand there, they've probably anchored a lot of really caring, kind thoughts to that, which you're accessing as well. The mind is incredible. I mean, there's so much stuff that sometimes it frustrates me a bit, Kelly, that I think that not this industry, but the whole world seems to bypass how incredible what between our ears is, and how we can really, really help people through conversation, through so many things. And so I'm pleased we're talking about this today.
Is it time consuming to do the training, or is it expensive?
No, I'm a sucker for throwing things away. I mean, I'm lucky I make a nice living teaching, and I sometimes think not how much money do you want, but I believe in the ripple effect. I believe in doing good, and I believe that if you put it out there, something will come back. And the more people that start recognizing this, the better it is. I mean, I've recently yesterday I did a control workshop, and that so you know how I worked on you? Yeah. So the workshop was getting 12 people together and telling them the process so they could learn to work on themselves. Okay. So they could bypass me, talk to their crew members. Anybody, you won't understand crew members.
You'll have to come in onto the course to learn that bit.
But at least then, if they feel a little bit intimidated about going to a therapist, they have all the tools within themselves to be able to treat themselves. So that's what yesterday was about, and I'm going to be rolling that out.
What sort of topics do people like, as in what are the reasons why people might come to you or want to go on this? Like, obviously mine was for bad dreams. What sort of things are you treating?
It can be anything, you know. I've treated indigestion, I've treated low self-worth, nail biting, I've treated just confusion, frustration, overwhelm, confidence, dog fears. It can just, I think it's anything that's bothering you, because the thing is, and you know this because I've explained it to you, we create patterns from being a child, and we think that we are broken. But we're not actually broken. What it is just the mind thinks that this behavior is what's going to help you out. So I won't go into what was happening with you, but we figured out what was going on. And then once you tell the mind, actually, it's okay, you can relax now, it just like,
I think with me, my kind of thought of, I don't need to go to hypnosis. Like, I had a great childhood. I'm a happy person. Like, in general, I don't need to go there. There's nothing broken, to that effect. It wasn't until I chatted to you, and there's still nothing broken. Like, still had a great childhood, but it was just finding the little pieces, wasn't it? And then talking to the subconscious mind.
It could be something as simple as you're a child and you see someone get hit by a car, that experience could have and you could have been one when this happened, so you might not even have remembered it, but your brain is trying to, because when you're 0 to 9, you're absorbing everything. Your brain is thinking, is trying to figure it out, and sometimes when it can't figure stuff out, it's trying to do it in your sleep. So then what happens, it's confused, it doesn't know what's going on, hence you get bad nightmares.
Genius. But does it work for everyone?
No, is the honest truth.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for everyone. You can't fix people that don't want to be fixed.
Very true.
You can't fix people that get significance from having drama or having illness. Like somebody is in that thing where they get attention by being that way. It's very hard. It's good, but then you still can help, but it really helps a lot more if somebody said fixed. I said fixed. If somebody wants to upgrade themselves and they just want to get on with their lives, then they're the best people to work with.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so with the COVID craziness that's going on now, any tips or tricks that you can give us to send us on our way?
Yeah, get something that you enjoy doing that lights you up. If it's making bead curtains, then get some bloody beads. Am I allowed to say bloody?
Yeah, you are. I'll do it too, bloody.
I think it's really important to have something for your mind to focus on and to do something that lights you up. So it's good to, during COVID, especially if you're indoors, it's good to have structure in the day. Know the day before that this is what you're going to do the next day, and that's what you're going to do, because then at the end of the day you can then switch off knowing that you've achieved. That's what I find for me. What I find I had to do for me, because I use this opportunity to learn, grow, practice, what we're both like. I had to limit myself to only 4 things a day, or else I would just never ever step out my office.
Yeah. No, definitely. And do you have any phrases or sayings that you like to use yourself, or things that you do yourself to boost your day? Or just sayings that you say to your clients and so on?
I say a lot, like, so when I love the word exciting. Isn't it exciting? Because the word exciting paints a picture of something good happening. So I use that. With the girls at work, when they walk through the door, they are not allowed to say it's only me. It's never only me. They have to say, I've arrived.
Yeah.
And some of them aren't comfortable. I hear arrived, and I'm like, no, that's not it.
Do it again. I've arrived.
Back out. I think it's really important to value yourself. I think it's really important to say good things about yourself. I am amazing. You are amazing. And I don't think it's big-headed to actually love yourself and say, do you know what? I'm doing well. So I am amazing. And if it doesn't work out, it's cool, because I'm going to learn and grow, and I am better than when I got up this morning. So I think just saying I'm amazing, just loving yourself, literally. Now, a trick I do, Kelly, and you may have seen this as well, is the alarms on the phone.
I love that.
Because we forget this about ourselves. By setting your alarm to go off 3 times a day, I am unstoppable, I am enough, I am incredible, I am the best artist in the world. We don't say that to ourselves. The more you say good things about yourself, the more you read good things about yourself, the more your brain starts to create new pathways, because over the last 10 years they've discovered that your brain can change, and you start to actually eradicate old beliefs that you had about yourself. So we all set our alarms as well.
You know what that reminds me of? I don't know if anyone's seen Roald Dahl. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen Have you read The Twits by Roald Dahl? So in it, it's a kid's book, and it always sticks in my mind from what you've just said there, is they believed that they were ugly, so they became ugly. So it's in the other way around. So I do the same with my children at night time. I don't know if anyone else, if you've got children, but I love doing it. is the kid, I put them to bed and they've got to say 5 words to describe each other, like describe mummy. And I give them 5 words. So they're different every night. And I'm like, strong, wonderful, pretty, talented, whatever. And then they do the same. And then although Aurora's one is, you are mummy. And I'm like, okay. Like one.
Thanks for that one.
A mother. Yeah, okay. Like, but she doesn't eventually get in there. I'm like, wonderful, wonderful. No, she is, but it's a nice little thing to do before you go to bed, and it's a nice bonding thing. And they go to bed with that was the last thing on their mind of how wonderful they are.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. That's why you're such a happy person. And I've met your girls, and they're gorgeous and they're beautiful. And it's because they've been programmed well. The window cleaner.
Oh, it's always the way, isn't it? My doorbell's going to ring in a moment as well. Vicky, tell me a little bit. I've been to many of the conferences all around the world, and one of my favorites is the Wonder Woman stance. Can you just explain what that is?
Okay, the Wonder Woman. She's a legend. So if you stand like Wonder Woman, I won't go right the way up because I've got lockdown issues down here. I've squashed it all down. If you stand like Wonder Woman for 2 minutes before doing something which scares you, what it does is it increases your testosterone, so it gives you confidence, and it reduces your stress. So this is why I always get people to do Wonder Woman. I get in all my classes, even if it's a one-on-one, the poor one-on-one, I'm like, by the way, before we start, we're just going to do Wonder Woman. And then if you are really nervous and you stand like Wonder Woman and you vision yourself doing something to the best of your ability, you go into it with a whole different mindset. Yeah. So they did an experiment with 20 people, and they took 10 of them. Well, this experiment was with 20 people, and they had to go into a silent interview. So they were being interviewed by people that didn't say anything. They wasn't interested in what was coming out of their mouths. So 10 of them power posed for 2 minutes, 10 of them didn't, and the interviewees picked the 10 people that power posed.
Wow.
Because like confidence. Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
So, yeah. So
I want to do your course. I'm going to do your course. There's no question about it. It sounds amazing. I think it's so important for your own self, because obviously with everything with the lockdown, and mental health has taken a massive toll. It's unbelievable what it's done to people, and continue to do. It will do in the future as well. I think if you can look after yourself or learn or guide yourself, and others as well with what we do, I mean, it's just an extra bonus. And like you said, it doesn't take long. It's not expensive to learn yourselves. But if you can part that knowledge, it's going to be so rewarding.
The thing is, as well, is like what you said, you get what you look for. And if you think that you're struggling through COVID, you will struggle through COVID. Yeah. If you think, oh my goodness, I'm going to make the best beads hanging from the curtains, you then start looking for the best beads that are hanging out down the curtains, because at the end of the day, you cannot change what is happening right now. You can't change it, you can moan about it all day long. I know that's easy to say, but it's a situation that's unchangeable. So you have to try to think, right, what is going to light me up? Yeah. And then when you start creating new things that you enjoy, your mind will start focusing more on what you enjoy than how you're feeling, because it's like a circle. The more you worry about something, the worse it gets. You want to do something that lights you up, that gives you a reason for getting out of bed. And I know money is an issue, but there's so much you can practice on fake skin. You can study on YouTube. You can read books. You can listen to podcasts. There's a lot of things you can do that don't necessarily involve money.
No, 100%. That's great advice for anyone, Vicky. And then also, like, finally, just to sum up, is obviously you're not just a friend, you're not just a hypnotist, but you are a darn right wonderful lady. And we are booby sisters after all, and we have the same kindred spirits. I think you're kind, you're funny, you're hardworking, and I love you lot, Courtney Act.
I was just going to say my bag of chips.
Private moment. It's all
good.
You
won't understand. You won't understand.
But Vicky, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to me. And hopefully I'd like to do more of these in future. So if anyone wants to see more or wants to know more, they can contact Vicky, they can contact myself. You can obviously write in the comments below and we'll try and get back to you. Or if there's anything more that you'd like to see, obviously Vicky's giant boob, if you want to hear what that is, then we can maybe do another one as well. So thank you so much, Vicky.
Everybody, just enjoy yourselves and believe in yourself.
Wonderful. Thank you. You're amazing.
How are you?